3 years that I've been involved with the YMCA, I've developed numerous skills, such as thinking on the spot, public speaking, connecting and networking.
The skill that the YMCA has helped me develop most is probably my leadership skill. When we were recording our film, I found often that people would be lost for something to do, and I made a few suggestions of things they could do that would help, and they were coming to me then asking me for what to do next. I find leadership is really important because if you're then, when you're suddenly not in charge of something, you'll still have the confidence to take charge and to tell yourself what to do next.
The main one that I definitely say would be motivation. I think just the ability to motivate yourself and the ability to know what motivates you. I think we've done so much. So from making a film, which is something I never thought I'd do, and kind of using those kind of artistic skills, to being involved in consultations on clean energy, which is again, something completely different. So I think there's such a variety of stuff. When you get to know about, what you're interested in, what you like, what motivates you, teaches you initiative really, and having that initiative to go out and do things that you're interested in, that you like.
The YMCA has really helped me to develop my understanding and use of technology. It's helped me develop interpersonal skills to connect with people from all different backgrounds. And it's helped me with time management skills as well, because a lot of these projects were worked to a close deadline. But all of these skills are really valuable life skills.
One of the skills I've definitely developed is connectivity. Now, that might not necessarily be a skill to many people, but to me it definitely is. Being able to get everyone into a room and pull the energy together and make something amazing is a skill that not many people can do. And it's an amazing skill that everyone should need and everyone should learn.
These skills that I've developed, they've really helped me become more self-confident, whether I'm just addressing a couple of people or a whole group. It's really helped me sort of step into my place in the world and share my opinions and my viewpoints with other people.
These skills have benefited me in many ways. Having the ability to go and take an opportunity. One in particular that stands out is being able to travel to London in 2019 to attend the YMCA 175 anniversary. There was over 2,000 people from around the world. I have connections to this day that I made there, friendships that I've maintained. Right now, I'm working on a project with YMCA Europe. This project is about peace, a sustainable peace. We live in a changing world, and it's more important than ever that we maintain this peace.
These skills have helped me in my day-to-day life greatly by giving me the confidence to speak in front of people, be it in a Zoom meeting or in front of other people in my class.
I might never have done half the things or even thought about doing half the things that we ended up doing were it not for just having the opportunities there. It's been fantastic because it's made me think more than I probably would have, and it's made me be creative, and it's taught me a lot about myself. And I think that's really what you're looking for, especially when you're young. It can be a confusing time for a lot of people.
My life would have been completely different had I not picked up these skills while being involved with the YMCA. One of the first few events I attended with the YMCA was our Ocean's Wealth Summit. There we had the opportunity to have a Q&A with former US Secretary of State John Kerry. Back then I was terrified and way too nervous to actually ask a question. But with the confidence that I've developed now, if I had an opportunity to do that again, I would be a lot more enthusiastic to actually speak up and ask a question myself.
My main role with the film that we were creating was to edit the video once we had it all done. I would normally have used DaVinci Resolve, whereas the two guys I was working with challenged me to use a different editing software. Just yesterday, I was actually given an offer of editing things for someone, and I didn't even mean for this to happen. It was just a complete coincidence that a skill I learned from the YMCA now might become part of my life in the future.
My learning with Cork YMCA, especially during the pandemic, was absolutely invaluable. The skills I learned really helped me push through the more difficult times in the pandemic, dealing with physical isolation from other people, but definitely not virtual. Being able to speak to so many other people really made me feel like I was part of something bigger, like I really belonged with these people.
I think for me, I've been incredibly lucky in that I've had a great experience of, working through lockdown and working with COVID. I love working on my own and I love working independently. And, I really like the opportunity to be able to do my own thing. And I think the YMCA just really facilitated that. I felt like, whatever I was interested in, or if I had any ideas of something that I wanted to work with, I was able to do it. It was really empowering and, it really helped with everything. I've had a great experience of 2020 and 2021 now, and I think that's an amazing thing to be able to say coming out of this kind of year where we've never been able to predict anything.
Through connecting with other people my age, I even got to do an international exchange as a part of a collaboration with YMCA and EIL Ireland. The best part of this all was that I was able to connect with people from all over the world while sitting in my own room, in my own comfortable, safe space. And that really gave a confidence boost to when I was talking to the whole group. It was absolutely phenomenal. I spoke to people from all corners of the world, from all different backgrounds, and we were discussing really important topics such as climate change and action. We were engaged in expert Q&A sessions. We really got a better feel for the state of our planet and our climate. And it was a great opportunity to meet other people who were as passionate about the environment as I was.
In terms of the pandemic, I was lucky enough to be involved in a podcast group. We designed a podcast and recorded it called The Happiness Jar. It was great to be able to, again, connect with these people that I was working with and these people who I knew for a long time. Together, we not only shared our stories, but we discovered ourselves, even though it was an online setting.
During the pandemic, I was in transition year, so we really didn't have much opportunity to go out and about. So the film module with the YMCA was really the only opportunity I had, and it was really the only practical project that I did. And our year was greatly improved by this opportunity.
Over lockdown, we started a podcast called the Sustainable Sleepover Club, where me and 5 other young people discussed one of the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals. Every other week, we invited a guest speaker who specialised in this specified goal. Recording the podcast has given me a lot of confidence in public speaking and thinking on my feet. Normally, when I know I'm being recorded, I'm a fairly quiet person, but the fact that I'm surrounded by my friends gives me a lot of confidence.
It's definitely going to be harder to reconnect post-pandemic after over a year of being online. And definitely for me, as a people person who likes being around people, it's going to be quite difficult to be able to take off the mask and again reconnect, maintain the connections I made over the pandemic, and to be able to grow those relationships and those connections again.
Voluntary and more informal education like this is absolutely necessary to balance with formal education because it's theory and practice. You learn about social standards, about climate change, about climate justice, about how to interact with other people, but this gives you a chance to put it into practice. They really do complement each other. It's also incredibly important when you're working on yourself to help with your drive and your motivation to go further and do more.
There's endless possibilities of what you can do with the internet. If there's something you think you want to do, I guarantee you can do it. It gets sometimes to the point where we become dependent on it, and we need to try and avoid that. But when used right, technology can help influence our lives and our future. Technology isn't just something that we will be using for work, it's something that we can enjoy as well. And I feel that everyone should have the knowledge they need to be able to have fun with technology.
I think what I've definitely seen, even in the past year or 2 years, is just how much the world is changing or can change in such a short space of time. I think, everything can just become so unpredictable so quickly. And just between, the climate crisis, COVID, disinformation, there's just a million different things hitting young people all at the same time, and this is kind of the world they're growing up in. It can affect them even if they're not thinking about it every day. It's affecting them in some way all the time, and I think they do need the skills to navigate it. And I think education just answers all those questions. When you're equipping them with skills that, will really stand to them in the future, whether it be about disinformation and looking at reliable sources online, or whether it be about sustainability and learning about the world around them. If they're getting any way involved in something outside of themselves, I think it's fantastic for them, and it's fantastic for the contribution that they end up making.
People should take every opportunity that's given to them. Like, if something is suggested to you and you think that you might not enjoy it, I think you should try it anyway, because you never know what you're going to enjoy, and only by trying new things can you find out what you will enjoy.
It's up to you what you do and don't do as part of the YMCA group, whether that's Corla or your local film club. It's really invaluable in terms of growing up and maturing and finding your place in the world, because you won't always be in your little comfortable spot. Someone somewhere is going to push you out of it, and you have to be able to handle it when it happens, and not just to survive it, but to actually thrive in it, to make the best possible experience that you can get, and to take pride in it. Stepping out of your comfort zone is something to be cherished, something you can really enjoy and you can be proud of. And to do it with so many other people, to have that bond over trying something new and different, that's something that you really can't buy, you can't replace.
For anyone, I think, looking to get more involved, looking to try something different, I think, you can just go for it. I think you really just have to jump straight in, and, it can be hard sometimes, and it's easy to be hesitant about things. You'll never regret trying something different, because I think it's just such an opportunity, and you learn something from it, even if you mightn't think you do at the time. And, you won't regret doing something different, whereas you might very well regret not doing something. So much can be done in terms of equipping young people with skills for the future, and I think there's so many opportunities to do it, and I'd love to see people take advantage of the opportunity to get young people involved.